HR issues can kill you. One complaint against your company can turn your world upside down. And you spend way too much time dealing with HR when you should be spending your time on making a profit. You should talk to Bambee. With Bambee, get access to your own dedicated US-based HR manager starting at just $99 per month. They get to know you and your business while providing HR expertise and the personal touch you need and want. They're available by phone, email, and real-time chat, so onboarding and terminations run smoothly. Team members reach peak performance, and your business stays compliant with changing HR regulations. And with Bambee's HR Autopilot, you'll automate important HR practices like setting policies, training, and feedback. HR managers can easily cost $80,000 a year, but Bambee starts at $99 per month. Schedule your free conversation today to see how much Bambee can take off your plate. Go to Bambee.com right now and type in Accelerate under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Spelled BAM, BEE.com. Bambee.com. Type in Accelerate.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Oh, that's a cheer we used to do in softball.
What? It's actually Geico's.
Whenever someone hit a triple, we would wave our bats and yell, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. But we never got to use it because we would only hit home runs. Annoying.
The phrase is from Geico because they help save people money.
Geico? Yeah, they were our team sponsor.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Welcome to Accelerate Your Business Growth with your host, Diane Helbig. Diane is a leading small business development and leadership coach, author, and speaker who is passionate about sharing valuable ideas, tips, and techniques with business professionals worldwide. Diane brings you the world's experts and gurus in all things business, whether it's sales, structure, social media, planning, or plateauing. Guests bring their expertise and energy to each episode. When growing your business is your focus, Accelerate Your Business Growth is the show to listen to. Got a topic or guest suggestion? Let Diane know. The goal is to make sure you have the information you need to move your business forward. Thanks for joining us. Settle in and enjoy.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's podcast is sponsored by Audible.com, and we are offering you a free trial so you can check it out for yourself. You can go to audibletrial.com/businessgrowth, sign up for that trial, and check out all of the audio content that's available to you. It is so much more than audiobooks, even though if it was only audiobooks, it would still be fabulous, but boy, is there a lot going on over there. Over the years, the Accelerate Your Business Growth podcast has gained recognition as a great resource for small business owners, sales professionals, business leaders of all kinds. We are included on lists of the best podcasts to listen to, and that is because of the guests. These are folks who have expertise in particular areas of business, and they join me for a conversation where they share their expertise with all of you. Today is no different. Today, my guest is Zdenek, a nationally acclaimed speaker, best-selling author, and industry-leading wealth advisor for over 30 years. Al teaches how to live the life you want now and in the future by finding cash flow opportunities in everyday decisions to build wealth and work fewer years in life. Al's the former president, CEO, and founder of Traus Solis Wealth Management, the financial planning firm he successfully sold to Mercer Advisors in 2018. Al's the author of Master Cashflow, The Key to Grow and Retain Wealth, and also Master Your Business Cash Flow, Grow the Company You Love, Live the Life You Want Now. Thanks so much for joining me today, Al.
Diane, I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you here today. We're going to be talking about a team of advisors, and I am asked so often by people about this topic that I am really excited to get your take on all of this. And I'd like to start with, who do you think should be on a business's team of advisors?
It's for personal, it's one, but for business, you're right. It's sort of like almost two teams, but there's an outside team. There's a team like you depend on, like your CPA, a banker. It could be an insurance advisor, a pension person for your business. There's a lot of outside advisors. Now, in business though, I think you have this other team, and it's really the 2 or 3 people, the top management of your team, that help you run your business. So there's really 2 teams, but there's an outside team and there's a team that you have basically working for you.
Wow, that's great. Okay, so let's talk about the inside team.
Okay.
Okay, so is that the other people at the top of the organization? Like, who's on that team?
Okay, so it all depends what size your business is, but let's say you have a business, you have an office manager, or maybe a head accountant in your company. Maybe you have a chief financial officer. There's at least 2 or 3 people that are on what I call your exec team. They're the ones you huddle with, the ones you get together to basically discuss strategy, issues, and resolve those particular things. So, like, for example, my firm, we had about 28 people in it. I had a chief financial officer, I had a chief of operations, and myself. And that was my exec team. And to me, you want a good championship caliber team. You want the best people there for you, because they're going to help you make better decisions. You're going to help you grow the business better. And if you read my books, it's also, you're going to make sure that you have, the correct amount of cash flow to make sure that you're paying your bills, you're living the life you want, and someday you can retire.
Okay, so I love this idea of a championship team of advisors. I guess if someone's listening to this and they've got those people in place, is there a way that they can rate, like, who's on their team now to see if they have a championship team?
Sure. In fact, most people, if they have a company, they eventually develop some sort of personnel system where they can give them a personnel review quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. And basically, the best thing to do is to make sure you are rating your exec team or your championship team of inside people. But this is where people make mistakes in business, is they don't have the same process for their outside team. They don't have a way to rate their banker, their accountant, their insurance person, their investment advisor, pension advisor. And these people are just as important as that inside team. If they don't help you make the correct decisions, you may not make the cash flow that you wish, or they're like a ball and a chain. They can have you work harder and longer in life and really not meet your potential.
Wow. Okay. So how do you recognize a good player or a bad player?
Okay. So again, if your inside team and you're going through your personnel reviews, have they met their goals? Have they done their job properly? More specifically, do they do their work on time? Are they proactive? Are they enthusiastic? Have they bought into the vision of your company? That's your inside team. Your outside team of experts is, are they proactive again? Is your accountant calling you up during the year to give you tax ideas? When was the last time you heard from your insurance agent? Is your banker coming around and making sure things are okay? But we don't have a way, most people don't have a way to rate those people. And I think you should develop something of a rating system, just like you do for your inside personnel, to rate the people you have, to make sure you have the best players.
Okay, so you create a system, and then do you rate them annually, or on a sort of evolving sort of way?
Well, there's no one particular correct way, but the way I've developed it for my outside team is, I give them a rating of A, B, and C. And I'm going to use a baseball analogy. I happen to be I was a big baseball fan at one time. And you know what? You say to yourself, is this an A player? Is this a superstar in your team? Do they answer the phone all the time? Do they get their work done properly? Do they know you? Do they know the business? Have they provide you with valuable advice? So you might rate them an A. Now, a B means, they're a good player. They're okay. Maybe you're on the lookout. And by the way, you can have A minus, B plus, whatever. But you may want to, if you find a better player for that position, you replace them. But a C player is the one that makes the errors on the team. They've made problems. They don't get their work done, or else they've cost you money, or they give you surprises, like you get your return on April 15th and you owe a lot. Those are the players that cost you money. And those are the people on the team you want to replace right now. So you can come up with a system like that and then basically rate the team. And if you have a lot of B plus A players, you're in good shape. You have a C player in there or maybe a B minus, those are improvements that you have to make.
Interesting. And it feels to me like the inside and the outside team need to work together.
Very good observation, definitely. It's not like you have these two teams that are not talking to each other. They have to basically work as sort of like a combined team. It's just that one does work outside, one works inside. But you are correct. If you want to be have the best team possible, you want them to be communicating back and forth and how can I say, making team plays together. Got it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. I'm going to take a quick sponsor break, and then I have some more questions for you.
Sure.
Accelerate Your Business Growth is happy to be sponsored by Audible.com. And while you probably know that they have thousands of audiobook titles to choose from, you may not realize all the other content that is available, like Audible originals and podcasts, guided meditations, and more. It's amazing how much content is there. And I know for me, one of the great things about it is that I can listen to whatever I want. I can switch back and forth all on the same platform. I don't have to go into one program for an audiobook and another program for a guided meditation or a podcast. It's really an outstanding value. And so we are offering you a free trial. You can go to audibletrial.com/businessgrowth. Sign up for that trial and then just explore on your own. Check out the content that's there. I think you're going to be amazed and pleasantly surprised. I'm also happy to announce that my new book, Succeed Without Selling, is now available in paperback. If you're a small business owner or salesperson who struggles with getting the results you're looking for, pick up a copy today. You can find it at any book retailer, online or off. Today, we're speaking with Zdenek about creating a championship team of advisors. So, Al, if someone identifies that they have someone on their external team, their outside team, that they really need to replace, how do they do that? Because I think this is one of the places people get tripped up. Like, they don't want to end a relationship. They don't want to hurt someone's feelings. It's all that craziness. So,
you are correct. Some of the biggest problems that I've had or I've seen with clients that have businesses is they make excuses. They say, well, that person was good at one time and I owe them this, or they're an old friend or this. And they have difficulty looking at how to replace them. I remember one time reading a book on good manners. And it said it here, when you want to give someone bad news or you want to give someone to replace someone like this, you say, for one thing, thank you for the valuable service that you've gotten. Thank you for what you've added to my team over these years. But then you might want to explain to them, but the business is now different. It's moved on. It's this. I need other expertise. And so I'm going to replace you. That is one nice way of doing it. A not so nice way of doing it is just don't tell them and replace them. But you do something in between. And I suggest if you have someone that has added value to you over the years, is you have a conversation with them and just say that there's other needs the business had and you've decided to change and go to this person, but always thank them.
Okay, so you just said something that really hit me, that as a business grows and it changes, the need for different expertise comes up, right?
Oh, no, that's very good. That's another thing. You just want to have your team and say, that's the team I'm going to have for the next 10, 20, 30 years. Your business changes. Things change. Your demands change. Expertise changes. Complexity changes. So always understand that's why you have to constantly go back and rate your team and update them. There's no such thing as having the same team you had today and now it's 20 years later.
Yeah, right.
Or if it is, then you may have, how can I say, you may have cost yourself some success or cash flow or years of working harder along the way.
Right, because you weren't growing and changing possibly.
Right.
Wow. Okay, so I think people, well, how do I want to ask this question? So do you think that it makes sense for a business owner to have their actual business attorney and their actual business CPA on their team of advisors, or should they have a separate team, like a board that has no investment in the company, helping
Sure.
guide and make decisions?
That's another really good insight to this, because maybe that's another expert team and you want them at championship caliber again, you want championship team, but you have these outside experts, you have inside management, but you just brought up something that I think is extremely valuable for a business, and that's having a board of advisors or mentors. That could be another team, or again, it can segment or augment into your other teams. I know after about 20 years in business, I formed a board of advisors, and I would tell you, I wish I did it 20 years earlier. These are mentors. You give them permission to get in your face. You bring issues to them, and they have nothing. They have no how can I say? There's no bias. You're not paying them, or if you are, you're paying them very, very little expenses or something. But they show up helping you to achieve what you want in your business and personally. So having a board of advisors or a series of mentors like that, as well as your outside team and as well as your inside management, if you can get them to be championship caliber, the best that they can be. By the way, you don't have to pay the most price, most expensive, but the best that they can be. I would tell you, your business will rock.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so. I think it feels to me like, so you need the experts who are connected to your business to be checking in with you and helping guide you and paying attention to what's happening in your business as well as what's happening in the business environment. Then you need the people inside who are a championship team that are bringing their A game and working together and stepping up and problem solving and all of that. But then to have that other group of people who have different expertise, maybe in different industries, that can provide guidance and, as you said, can get in your face and question and really get you thinking, can really be powerful.
Yes, and you know what? When you're forming these boards or getting these people, I always believe that you should sit down with them and go through what I call the ground rules. Ground rules is basically how I want to work with you and how we're going to work together. I don't see people doing this. Sit down with your attorney, sit down with your accountant, say, this is who I am. I like my work done on time. I like phone calls answered. I expect you to be proactive. And I expect you at the end of the year to show me how much you saved me. That's what we say to our employees.
Right.
We're going to base on that. I would say that to a board, I would say to anyone. And by the way, when you're selecting these, there's a couple of rules that I think are really crucial. in selecting any of your outside experts, inside, and a board. And I think the first one is don't make it an old friend from college. Don't make it a relation. Don't make it a one of your biggest clients. Those are people that sometimes are not the best suited for you. They might give you answers you like, but they're not going to give you the expertise and maybe the hard advice that outside people will.
Yeah, right. And you really need people to tell you the truth, right?
Definitely. Oh, yes. If you get any kind of hint that they're patronizing you, those are someone you mark up as you have to replace.
Yeah, right. Okay, now when we talk about replacing them quickly, how quickly is quickly?
Well, I would tell you, I sat down with a client a while ago, and they had a chief financial officer who was with this person for like 10 years. And in interviewing her with him, I could see that, she basically felt threatened. She was like protecting her own little turf. She did not want people to come on board like good experts and question her. And I remember after that interview, I told him she has to be replaced now, immediately. She was holding up really crucial decisions about sales. And this was someone who was a big ball and chain. Now, you don't normally have it that badly, but that was one that my client finally, he saw, and he sat down with her and just replaced her within 2 weeks.
Wow.
And by the way, I would say now it's been a year since he has done that, and he could see it was like a breath of fresh air in the whole organization. And good people, a bad apple or a bad player, excuse me, a C player, get rid of them. They cost you money. There's been studies out there that say bad team members cost you at least 2 or 3 times what you are paying them annually every year.
Wow.
And by the way, I think over the years that I have had a company and experienced that, I think they're correct.
So would you say that even if it meant that you had a hole there, it would still be better to get rid of them, even if you don't quite have a replacement for them yet?
Diane, another very good insight. Well, let me put it this way. I believe that you should have an agenda and follow it, but don't die by it. So in other words, you may need this body for a while. So I don't say be be compulsive or whatever and just do it immediately. But you target them and basically know that within a certain amount of time, and seriously, you're going to replace them. Now, there are times where the person is so poor or so bad or so disruptive, it has to be immediate. I did that with I had a president of my company about 12 years ago, and I found out he was undermining certain people in the company. And I sat down with him, and I saw that he had to go immediately. And I walked in and sat down with him, and I fired him.
Yeah.
But that's rare, though. That's rare. Again, you normally don't have that bad a person, but if you do, you take immediate action because all your other good people are watching you.
Mm-hmm.
All your good players. If you have a team, the A players want other good A players around them. If they have B and C players, you're tolerating it, you will lose those A players. Right.
Yeah, I so firmly believe in that. I think that is a huge point. So, but I also would think that like a lot of small business owners get gun shy. I've seen small business owners who, if they make a decision, like they do hiring and then it turns out badly, then they don't trust their ability to choose well. So, they just can't pull the trigger.
Look, we've all had bad experiences in business or with personnel, and you know what? We can all make that excuse, but they are excuses. So as a business owner, it's not the first bad decision you made. So all you do is hopefully you get better at it. Or then again, that's why you have an outside mentor board or someone else. So that you can say, look, I'm considering hiring an exec here. And sometimes I don't think I picked well. I need some help. Can I help you? Or another expert, especially in outside business, and I've used this too, is you have an outside professional recruiting firm, but a very high quality one that they only become a partner with you in your company. So when you have really higher management people to replace, they're there guiding you. So again, it's the quality of the expert that you're using too that is going to help you, because as a business owner, you're the visionary. You're the impetus behind the business. But that doesn't mean we're experts in every area.
Yeah.
That's why we need those other people to fill in the holes of the talents we don't have. And that's why we always want to make sure they're the best ones.
Yeah, I always say that as the leader, it's not our job to have all the answers. It's our job to convene all the resources to find all the answers.
So true. So true.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. And so earlier on, you had said something about how these decisions and these people impact cash flow, and that seems to be one of the guiding indicators. Are they helping with cash flow, or are they harming it? Can you talk some about how someone would go about identifying that?
Sure.
Okay.
So let's deal because we'll deal with outside and inside. Let's deal with an outside expert. Let's deal with your accountant, your CPA. All right. I think it's really important, again, the ground rules. You sit down with your CPA and you say to her, at the end, I want you to be really proactive and save me money. You're out to save me tax dollars. And I want to know at the end of every year how much you have saved me. So I think that by doing that there and making them aware that you're out to save money, you're sort of going to be like the squeaky wheel. And the fact that you're asking for proof of it, you're going to be squeaky wheel. And I know myself, when we have our firm, at the end of every year, we tell our clients how much we save them in absolute dollars. Because I think that they have to know. And I think you have to demand that. So that's a way to make sure that you're having that, because if they're giving you any extra dollars, it's going to add to your bottom line. It's going to add to your profit. It's going to go right through the bottom line profit for you. And what's that mean? You're going to have more cash flow to either live life better, or if you put it aside, maybe get to a point where you retire earlier. That's where something like that can make sure you're working less hard and less years in life. So that's an outside person. An inside person, let's say it's your CFO, could be an office manager or whatever. You should be explaining to them, these are the goals for the year. This is the top line revenue. This is the profit line. And quite frankly, you can make a game of this too. When I had my firm, when I met with my team, with the exec team, every month we used to have a game where everyone had to come with an idea to save cash flow. And then they used to go back to their teams, all the other teams, and even down to the receptionist as they're meeting monthly, and everyone had to come with a cash flow saving idea. By the way, it didn't have to be for lower team members. It could be like $25 a month, $50 a month. For the higher team, it could be $200 a month. You will be shocked if you have a culture like that, or you start asking that, how many ideas you're going to get. I mean, they added tens of thousands of dollars to our kind of company's bottom line. So there, and again, is another example, is by having a culture that they know their responsibility is to bring in sales and bring in as much profit as possible, whether they're an executive or whether it's a receptionist. They're going to make sure that they bring in more cash flow for you and the other shareholders or partners. And to me, you do that, again, you're either going to live life better, or you're going to add more value to your company to sell, or you're eventually going to have the option to basically retire sooner or work less hard in life.
Boy, that's so interesting. And I love this concept of getting everyone thinking about it, because, once they start, then that's how they're looking at things, and so they're going to find cost savings and efficiencies in their everyday existence that you're never gonna, you're not necessarily going to see for them.
I would tell you one to give you an idea of how like a receptionist can have an impact. This receptionist, he saw that when we copied on our copy machine, we did a lot of copying, that basically people had to change from the color to the black all the time, or we're printing color, and that was more expensive. And he went through an analysis, and he estimated that the company would save $100 a month if we just set the machines to automatically black.
That's so great.
Something as simple as that.
Yeah. Yeah, because we get used to how we're doing things. We don't pay attention to what we think are the smaller things, but the smaller things add up.
Well, and you're right. And like you said it before, look, you're the visionary. You're the one that sets the pace for the company. But you need all the input of other people. You're not going to things about those things and vendors and other things. And but I would tell you, you'd be surprised. Sometimes it's a home run where you find many thousands a month. Most of the time it's $5, $10, $15 there, 20, but you get everyone playing the game with you. And so that's how you want to run your team. You want your team to be cohesive and all having the same plays in mind, not all these people that are all doing their own thing.
Right. And they feel so much more connected to the outcome and like they're contributing on an even greater level, which is a great environment to have.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly it. They outdo each other or they're there's a pride in it. They're contributing, and I think that's it was a lot of fun for us.
Yeah, boy, I'll bet. Seeing fun, right? I mean, you get more out of it. Yeah. So great. Work can be fun. Oh my gosh. I love this. Now, talk to me some about your new book, Master Your Business Cashflow. What's the, don't tell us everything about it because we want people to buy it, but what was the impetus of you writing it and what will people get out of it?
Well, the impetus was, I've been in the business, the wealth management business for over 30 years. And when I began, I was maybe like a lot of entrepreneurs or initial business owners, is that I just felt like if I built something, they'll all come. And quite frankly, I'm a big picture person, and I want to get out there and build and whatever, but I don't think I was very good at running my own company. And about 30 years ago, maybe after being in business a few years, I almost went under. You're talking about CPA too, by the way. I almost went under. My business went almost out of business. I almost went bankrupt because I was not watching cash flow. I was not paying attention to people I had surrounded myself with as external experts or internal. And I was very lucky. A couple of mentors that I really respected helped me look at this, really got in my face about changes. And I was able to go into my business, remove the people that were not helping me, pivot the business, and quite frankly, come back from that and establish a really world-class company. But I learned along the way a couple things, and this is where both of my books, Master Cashflow, is that I don't care. Okay, cash flow is everything in a business. Again, if you're good at sales and other things as the owner of the company, fine. But make sure you have systems that you know what cash flow is, or people around you do, and they're on it all the time. So the book was basically what I taught after that. I became a zealot of really how to look at your business, look at systems, the people that you bring in, how to pivot in your company. There's a chapter on using debt smarter to grow your business. And there's taxes in there, there's pension, because it's all around. If you have a business, you want to enjoy what you're doing, but you also want to make sure that it's going to supply the life you want now, not 20, 30 years from now, but now, so that you can enjoy life along the way, have balance between work and personal. And then you want to be able to have the option someday, 50, 60, whatever age you want, of coming into your office or your store and saying, Today, it's my option. I have built up my wealth, my pension, whatever, to where I don't have to. When I work here, it's my own choice. So my whole book is around that, in going through all the parts of your business, all the decisions you make, all the people you surround yourself with, to make the best financial decisions, what I call the 100% correct financial decision all the time.
That's really terrific. And as you were talking, I was thinking one of the things that small business owners don't pay attention to is the importance of profit more than revenue, which also speaks to cash flow, right? It's not about the revenue, it's about the profit margin.
Well, as I'm sure you've seen, a lot of business owners are normally the top salesperson or the pusher of revenue. But you're right. I remember sitting down with a client, a person 10, 15 years ago, and they were proud of the fact that they were bringing in so much revenue. And I turned around and said, yes, but who's keeping it here? You want to make sure it stays with you. It doesn't flow out the door too. And I think there's so many people that enjoy building a business, making the sale, taking care of clients, which are all really terrific and valuable attributes. But it's like you want to make sure either you or you have the people that's going to keep the revenue in, because if you don't, it's not going to be there. Right. And you're not going to be able to grow. You're not going to be able to grow. You'll work harder than you have to. You work more years in life. And maybe you'll have to keep on working when you're 65, 70, 75, because you haven't done that before. Yeah, definitely. Or maybe you'll end up having to work for someone else because it wasn't successful. Yeah. It's really great, Al. So please tell the listeners how they can find you, how they can find your books, please. Easy to find me. You go to Al Zdenek, ZDENEK.com. You go to my website, you'll see workshops I've given. You'll see speeches. I do a lot of writing there. And you'll see where you can look, you can order my books or find out where to find them or get them from Amazon. By the way, you also see on the site, since we're talking about a championship team today, is you'll see a questionnaire or sort of a mini workshop. It's free on how to look and see if you have a championship team. And then basically there's some forms and other things for you to follow so that you can start judging your team and maybe start taking some positive action. Oh, that's terrific. Wonderful. Thank you for that. Well, listeners, another great episode for you. So thank you for tuning in. I'd also like to thank our sponsor. Head on over to audibletrial.com/businessgrowth. Sign up for the free trial that we're offering you and check out all of the fabulous content that is available on audible.com. And while you're out there looking around for stuff, head over to your favorite bookstore and pick up a copy of Succeed Without Selling. As always, continue to prosper and be curious. And until we meet again on another episode of Accelerate Your Business Growth, goodbye and good day.
Welcome, change agents, to your go-to place for stories that ignite your spirit, fuel your purpose, and connect us all. We believe in the incredible power of the human spirit, its boundless resilience, and the inspiration it brings to our lives. On the Driving Change podcast, we'll journey together through the extraordinary yet very relatable experiences of some of the most amazing people on earth. Our mission? That through these stories, we might just spark change within you and awaken a newfound motivation to harness your unique gifts to make a real difference in the world. So get ready to be inspired and join us on this incredible adventure. You can find the Driving Change podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you love listening to your favorite podcasts.